and welcome to this week's Magoos Corner. I'm your host Trevor Gregg, and unfortunately I'm on my own again, so apologies, you're going to have to deal with me. So we're going to have a look at Division 6 reserves, and the first game of the round was West Croydon hosting Adelaide Lutheran at Fork Reserve, and West Croydon getting the job done, 15-14, 104 to Adelaide Lutheran 8-5-53. And the goal scorers for West Croydon were Campbell with 4 and Big Stubber with 4 also. 3 for Towns, Seller with 2, Smith and Emery, and their best players were Towns, Bottrell, Emery, David Jr, Sortel and Francis, and for Adelaide Lutheran, Jenke with 3, Brereton with 2, Edmonds also with a couple, and Clark. And the best players were Clark, Milligan, Edmonds, Jenke and Shear. So very nice start again for West Croydon. Next game, Fitzroy hosted Mitchell Park at Fitzroy Sports Club, so the Mound, and Piglicelli with 3, Smart with 2, Robinson also with a couple, Mutanda, Manchef and Dixon with 1s. Dixon, Harden, Bagija and Goodsall and Dudek were the better players there for Fitzroy. And for Mitchell Park, it was Maroney 3, Podnasensky with 2, Old with 2, Denelt with the couple, Kelly, Ryan, King and Tonkin. And the best players are Old, Leck, Malin, Wack and King. And in the end result, Mitchell Park were 15-6, 96 to Fitzroy 10-12-72. So quite a closer game. So again, nice win there for Mitchell Park away this week. Next game, Houghton Districts were 4-2-26, going down to Brahma Lodge, 7 goals, 17. Not sure what happened out there, must have been a very windy day, or the goal scorers did not have the glasses on or kicking boots, 7-17-59. So the better players for Houghton were Corner, Matthews, Hall, Kerrigan and Sebastian. Goal scorers were Basham, Holland, Oswald and McArdle. And for Brahma Lodge, Marshall with a couple, Lehman, Gelkin, Nicholson, Evans and his cock with 1 each. Marshall, Gelkin, Majinga, Taylor and Nicholson were the better players on the day. So very nice win there for Brahma Lodge. Low scoring affair. Might have been different if Brahmas had kicked straight, but we'll see how that goes for next week. Now the next game. I was just talking to a friend of mine who's out at Woody South this year. A young lad that I used to coach in Jake Ashby, and they travelled out to Mawson Lakes Oval, and it was 6-2-38 Mawson Lakes to Woodville South 14-18 102. So another inaccurate day in front of the sticks for another club. Mawson Lakes with Curtis with 3, Williams, Glass and Douglas were the individuals. The best players, Glass, Curtis, Melican, McCord and Mendrin were the better players there. For Woody South, Phillips, Todd, Ward with a couple, O'Regan also with 2, Ranson and Cross with 2, Rudiger and Swanson with 1 each, Capola, Cross, Eden, Ranson and Swanson were the best players there. So nice win there for Woody South. And the last game of the round, Trinity Old Scholars hosted Ingle Farm at Trinity College out at Gawler, and it was Trinity 15-9-99 to Ingle Farm's 7-4-46. Fraser getting a handful, good work, Krieg with 3, Perry, M. Perry, B. Perry, Shapper, Druitt, Byrne, Costa and Cavallaro were the individuals there for Trinity, and the best players for the tossers were Earl, Byrne, Siciliano, sorry mate, Fraser and Peters. And for Ingle Farm, Hancock with 3, Laturis, Bobridge, Burt and Gillett were the individuals, and the best players were Dwyer, Gully, Watson, Taverner and I'm just going to call you San. So yeah, another one down there for Ingle Farm. Looking into round 4 for next week, the Anzac Day weekend. And we have Mitchell Park at Mitchell Park Oval hosting Trinity Old Scholars. For me, I like Mitchell Park on that one. Woody South host Houghton Districts at New Vision Oval or the Ledger Reserve. Money talks when you want to sponsor an oval. I'm going to go for Woodville South on that one, being at home, and it's to get a little bit of a run on. Ingle Farm host West Croydon. Now after last week and the win that West Croydon had, I do see West Croydon taking out that as the visitors. So but it'll be a close game for me. Adelaide Lutheran in my favourite place in the whole world, the South Parklands, where a handshake is added on. I think looking at it from this point of view, I believe on last week's form it will be Adelaide Lutheran, but I could be wrong. But for me, Adelaide Lutheran and the South Parklands, they're always very good out there, always good in tight. Brahma Lodge host Fitzroy at Brahma Lodge Oval. Brahma Lodge for me on that one. Now, as I said last week, we're going to have new segments in, so we'll have Trev 2 cents, and we'll also have... Make sure you have that committee member talk to the producer about having your games called live at your club on a Saturday. So get in touch with us and we'll catch you again next week.